So a little while ago, I made a video explaining the general story of Touhou 19's demo, as well as making some roster predictions. Well, Touhou 19 is now officially out, and we finally know the entire roster, as well as the general story. There's some surprising characters here, some unsurprising characters, and some cool new faces that also join the wide world against Tokyo. So for this video, we're going to take a look at the roster, as well as a brief look at what everyone's doing here. And of course, there are some new guys we gotta introduce too. I won't be able to do that without blowing the entire plot wide open, so consider this a spoiler warning. If you want to experience Touhou 19 completely unspoiled, click away now. Alright, you ready? Now I'm only going to cover who some of the characters are and what they do, which will cover a lot, but not the whole game. In fact, I'm not going to be able to play the full game until a translation comes out. So for now, most of my info is going to be coming from this account on Twitter, as well as the Touhou wiki. Credit goes to them, so give this account a follow and check out their thread covering the game if you want to read it for yourself. It's pretty interesting. So with that out of the way, let's see how Zune decided to bless us and curse us this time around. To start off, there are 4 main protagonists whose routes must be completed to unlock the others. Thank God! I cannot begin to tell you how much suffering I endured just trying to unlock Eiki's route in Touhou 9. Ugh. So there's Reimu and Marisa, as expected, and 2 more characters. There's Sanai, which isn't too surprising. She's been a playable character plenty of times, and Moria's Shrine has some relevance in the story here. So yeah, that's fair enough. Sanai fans, you guys win again. Now for the real kicker. Ron Yakumo. For the first time ever, she's a playable character. This is kind of unreal. She's had very little content over the years, mostly appearing alongside Yukari, so it's super exciting to see that she gets her own route now. I did suggest in my previous video that Chen could be playable, and while I was technically wrong there, Chen still does appear as Ron's Shikigami. I'm kinda surprised, I was closer than I thought I was gonna be. Zune must have been laughing his ass off the other day when Toby Fox asked him to make a game with Ron in it. He definitely did. So, with the main characters out of the way, let's look at some of the other returnees. I predicted that the roster would follow a beast theme, and given the game's story and roster of the demo, it was kind of an obvious prediction. And sure enough, there are indeed a lot of beasts here, though they don't necessarily seem to be following a zodiac theme. Newly revealed characters include Orin. She follows the cat theme, and during the story, it's revealed that she and Chen have actually been hanging out quite a bit. She's even taught Chen her favorite pastime, stealing dead bodies. Yeah, I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing to be teaching Chen, but hey, cats do that kind of stuff all the time. I guess it's just one of the ancient feline arts. Next character is Mamizo. She's a tanuki, so the beast theme still fits. She spends some time simply investigating the incident, but falls into shenanigans with the next 2 returnees, Tsukasa and Yuma. So it looks like I was right in predicting that the beast factions would return. That's no surprise though. I mean, this incident is more or less just an extension of the factions' war. Now speaking of Tsukasa, the prediction that I least expected to come true has to do with her. I saw a random YouTube comment a few months ago suggest that maybe she's related to the 4th mysterious beast faction. While she doesn't seem to be loyal to a specific faction, it is revealed that she tries to join up with the different factions, only to double-cross their leaders later. Classic Tsukasa. So as we have Yuma appear, it's no surprise that Yachiei and Saki follow suit. As the beast war rages on, they're here scheming for ways to gain an upper hand over the others. And in order to explain what they're up to, we're gonna have to get on to what everyone's been waiting for, the newcomers. Wait, what? Oh, there's still one more returnee? Oh, okay, well, let's see who it is. Yo, let's go! Suika's back, baby! She's finally in a mainline game as a playable character. This made me very happy. Suika is easily in my top 5 Touhou characters, and she's finally drawn in Zune's art style. It would seem that I was wrong in predicting Kasen for this game, but hey, Akatsuki Records just released a new song featuring her, so I still get my Kasen content. In either case, I win. So where was I? Oh yeah, new characters. Well, as many have predicted, there are 5 newcomers. First we have this character, a monkey girl named Son Biten. Biten is a monkey god who intrudes upon a place called the Yamamba's Sanctuary, which is a region in the mountains that still has its ownership locked down. While she's there, she decides to devour one of the phantoms watching over the land because she was hungry, I guess? I don't know, does this really look like the face of a well-behaved individual to you? Anyways, the punishment for doing this is being sent straight to hell. But that's when Yachiei shows up to intervene. Yachiei comes to Biten trying to convince her that she is the, quote, second coming of the legendary monkey, Sun Wukong. And this is in reference to the Chinese novel Journey to the West. Next, there's Enoko Mitsugashira. She's a Yamainu who's been living in the Forest of Magic. Because of this, she recognizes Marisa, even knowing about the magician girl since childhood. In this game, she meets Saki, who is absolutely convinced that Enoko is, quote, just like Cerberus itself, and so Enoko joins forces with Saki. The next character is a Tenkajin, and her name is Chiari Tenkajin. Very creative naming, huh? And she apparently also shops at the same clothing store as Hikacia. She's described as, quote, a weirdo who feels perfectly comfortable in the former hell of blood pools. Ugh. She takes quite a liking to Yuma and decides to join her faction not to win the war, but rather because she just wants to hang out with the Goyoku leader. Alright, number 4, Hisami Yomotsu. Hisami is based on the Shikome, a spirit from hell that in Japanese mythology was sent to pursue the god Izanagi by his deceased wife, Izanami. In Touhou though, Hisami is described as, quote, a beautiful solicitor for hell, who uses sweet words to drag anyone who carelessly approaches hell down into it. Hisami gets rewarded for the souls that she brings down to hell, so if a soul needs some extra convincing, she promises to share some of that reward with the soul. In other words, she's like a sales rep who sells damnation, and her marketing strategy is sharing the commission with her clients. Now, Hisami's a bit interesting. She's apparently head over heels for her boss, and when fighting against Suika, Suika warns her that she'll get scolded for her incompetence. This makes Hisami realize that she wants to get scolded? Oh, they have that kind of relationship, huh? This makes Hisami a bit of a wild card. She's acting explicitly against her boss's orders just because she wants to get scolded. So, who is her boss? It is none other than the final character of the roster, Zanmu Nippaku. Originally, Zanmu lived as a monk during the Sengoku period of Japan, which was an era marked by endless civil wars. Eventually, Zanmu would stray from her teachings and become an Oni. Now fast forward to today, and she lives in hell with the other Oni, and she sees as their civilization begins to feel threatened by the squabbling beasts. That's when this incident occurs, and the beasts take their war for supremacy to Gensokyo. Zanmu recalls the suffering brought about during the Sengoku era, so she decides to intervene and stop the beasts before the war escalates. To this end, Zanmu actually manipulates many of this game's events. She's the one who convinces Biten to consume a phantom. She's the one that introduces Saki to Enoko, the one that tells Chiari about Yuma, and of course, Hisami's boss. Her master plan is to provoke the three factions all at once and put them into a stalemate, at which point she will be able to conquer them all. Unfortunately for her though, there are 2 shrine maidens, a magician, and a shikigami who all have a thing or two to say about the incident. So, how does it all shake out? I don't know, I just read the character profiles. Suffice it to say, Touhou 19 is a massive game. It'll take a while to dissect the whole thing, so a full Touhou Explained probably won't come out until after Touhou 18. That being said, this game seems to have a little something for everyone. I'd strongly encourage everyone to pick it up and try it out for yourselves, because you can do that. Yeah, did I forget to mention? This game is actually released right now on Steam. It's never been this easy to go support the series, so if you haven't already, I'd recommend giving it a go. So most of my predictions ended up being pretty wrong, but hey, I was pleasantly surprised in the end. And with that being said, let me turn the discussion to you guys. Did you correctly guess any of the characters? Did any surprise you? And how long will it be before Mima is finally confirmed? Let me know in the comments, and as always, thank you so much for watching. See ya!